Hello and welcome to a little lesson video on how to play In the Valley, my interpretation of Michael Chapman's song from his 1970 album Window. This is my version that appeared on the tribute album to Michael Chapman, and it's a lovely little DADGAD piece. I don't think anything hugely complicated, but some elements that are going to require a little bit of practice. There's a bit of sort of strumming in there with the backs of my fingers, and it's a kind of alternate thumb piece, so great for getting into the swing of that. I think what I'm going to do is I'll have a play through steadily through all the sections, and then maybe I'll step in and analyse some of the trickier parts. So the intro is just that, the open strings in DADGAD tuning. Okay, now I'm going to start playing nice and steady. And that's all the material for the verses. So here's the big middle section. Descending riff, followed by the semitone riff, followed by going back into the verse, a semitone riff to end, and then that's the whole song. So that's all the material covered there. So let me break it down a little bit. Just bear with me while I look at my tab. So we've got a kind of so I'm going to forget about the capo. We're in the key of D, and we're starting with a G chord, third finger on the 5th fret, low E, and then our middle finger playing the major third, 4th fret G string, and then our first finger on 3rd fret of what would be the B string. So, and we've got this alternate thumb, and then hopefully following the tab you can fill in the rest of the bar. Always sticking to the rule of thumb taking care of the lower strings, index on the G, middle on the B, ring finger on the high E. Going to a hammer on with your middle finger, and then a pull off on the high string with your third finger, and then that's it. When it repeats, you do a little pinch from down at the 3rd fret, sliding up to the 5th fret, like so. The second part of this section kind of swaps between the G chord at 5th fret and then down 2 frets to the F chord, and then just swaps back and forth, doing that sliding pitch, and then this repeated pull-off phrase. So that's a really relatively easy section and a great one for getting used to alternate thumb playing. So moving on, we sort of get to the middle section. This semitone riff, no trouble here. Just do the slide with your middle finger though, and then pull off with your third finger, like so. The descending riff then, so it sounds really good to start this with a strum. I'm using a thumb pick, but it could be done without. Let me take that off. And if I was playing without a thumb pick, I'd probably strum with the backs of my nails, my middle finger especially. I should say that when I'm playing this normally and with a thumb pick and at full pelt kind of thing, I'm often palm muting this lowest string. Same for in the verses. Especially on the D chord. Just get that nice chunk. But if you're playing with just your fingers, that's not as possible. But it sounds nice, just kept a little bit softer and open. So anyway, again, nothing too tricky, I don't think, with that descending riff. We'll move on to the strumming section. So I'm strumming with the backs of my fingers. When you're playing with a thumb pick, you've got to be careful it doesn't get snagged and flings off. So keep your thumb pick out of the way. I tip my hand a bit more into a kind of classical position for the strumming. And just making sure when you're following the tab that you're sticking to the rule of down strums on the strong beats, up strums on the weak beats. So I'm going down, up, slide, up, down. I think I said that wrong, but so I'm going down, up, down, slide, down, up. The rule is that your hand should effectively be in a constant motion like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that second bar of the strumming section, down, slide, down, up, down, up, like that. Make sure you stick to that. Down strums on the strong beats, up strums on the weaker beats. One of the trickiest little niggly bits comes in on bars 33 and 34 of the music. Going. And it's that second bar, it's bar 34. It kind of starts with a strum and then a hammer on to with your middle finger to the 3rd fret, pull off and then pull off again, like that. And then you've got to return your hand to finger picking mode, your right hand. Like that. And I guess one of the tricky things is your thumb has to land that low 6th string as you're pulling off to the open on the B string. So and then following that in the bar, you've got a hammer on open to 2nd fret on the G string, where your thumb has to sync up with the low 6th string again. So it's that kind of thing of syncing up a thumb note with either a hammer on or a pull off on your left hand, which is kind of tricky. Plus we're swapping from our strumming position to a finger picking position, so it's not too simple. If I was learning this piece, that would be the bar that would give me the most grief learning it. I don't think there's anything too tricky apart from that. The strumming just continues, and as long as you follow the rule of downs on the strong beats, ups on the weak beats, you'll be fine. Should be said, with this 7th fret capo, it gets pretty tough playing up here, and if you're on a 12th fret to the body guitar, it might be impossible. This is a 14th fret to the body guitar, so I can just about reach up to the 9th fret equivalent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, well, 9 and 11. Yeah, so let me just play through that second part of the strumming. And then we have. It takes some getting used to. I've got my fingers in a really weird kind of bent position like that to get that right. And yeah, this is my kind of like double kind of unison note sitar-y kind of effect, and really works for this section, I feel. Yeah, so that's all the sections. You've got the tab there, and I've managed to waffle on for 11 minutes, so I hope that helps with learning In the Valley, and let me know how you get on. It's a great DADGAD piece, especially that first section, if you're getting into your alternate thumb and your DADGAD tuning. Nice entry level, and then for your more intermediate players, advanced players, there's a few tricky bits in there as well. So yeah, best of luck with it, and catch you later.